You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What's up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. Home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. We're in April. It's a Monday, and we're back. Edward,
Tom?
lovely to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you too, mate. Great to see you too. How am I? I'm all right. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a rip and tear on the weekend, punters and dribblers, which leaves you feeling a little bit flat. But
I think I've hacked it.
I feel pretty good. I don't know why.
I think I've hacked. Well, listen, I know I haven't, but I sort of have because our rip and tears are different. But I think I've hacked the rip and tear that sort of drastically affects the next day. And then usually I'd be feeling way sadder than I am on a Monday. And I'm
Bedtime.
not. Yes, but also what I did was, and you may see where you can't, it's obscured from here, but my big water bottle. I had an engagement party Saturday night, shout out Hick and Geordie. And when I got home, reasonable hour, I think I was probably getting into bed around 1, but I smoked an entire bottle of water, like just pumped it in one go. Just absolutely mainlined it. No headache the next day.
The guy we used to live next to in Bathurst used to... Keith
or Keith. I don't know. I say Keithy, but I don't know if it's Keithy or Keithy.
It starts with a K. Yeah. Anyway, he would come home and fucking plough himself.
But what he would do is he would scull.
He'd pound himself until he vomited.
Yeah, he would scull like 2 litres, then boot it all up, and then I think maybe scull some more.
And then I think he'd scull another 2 litres, go to bed fresh as a daisy every time.
Yeah.
And I don't
want to do that.
No, I heard that and I was like, Keefy.
That's a bit Keithy. That's a bit much.
It's too much.
You're pushing it there.
You're pushing it.
You're testing the friendship. I don't want to go, like, you don't have to... if I throw up, it's usually because I've had too much. I'm feeling a bit sick. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not just going to do it for, oh, well, I'm home from the night out. Better go spew.
Where's your threshold to do that as well? Like, because that's a lot of fucking hard work.
I think if you scull 2 litres, it's pretty easy to boot. I'd assume if you just knock back 2 litres.
No, what I mean, if he goes out for 4 beers, does he come home and do that?
Surely not. Either way, I sculled this whole bottle of water and no headache yesterday.
Well, how many litres?
Yeah, I don't even know if it'd be 1. Maybe 1.
What bottle is it?
I can go get it. I can tell you.
Not my cup of tea, punters and dribblers. Not my jam.
1 litre.
Did you scull the whole thing?
Essentially, like over the space of a couple of minutes, but a 1 litre Coolridge squeezy. Squeezy's the way to go.
We were talking about water on the weekend,
and
right?
I liked it.
Like, obviously, I'm a huge fan of water, obviously. Goes without saying.
Well, absolutely.
But the fact that we were convinced as people, at least as Australians, but people, to buy water in a bottle and pay like 4 times more than what you'd pay for petrol is outrageous.
Well, what's crazy is that was in our lifetime. Growing up, it was tap. And then it became like water in a bottle.
Mate, like I bought on the way to training the other day, I bought a 700ml pump bottle because I like the squeeze if I'm working out.
I like a squeeze.
I've been hoodwinked by big marketing, by Coca-Cola.
By big squeeze.
By big squeeze. $5 for 750 mils. People drive like... You hear of people fucking driving 20 minutes across town because they want to save 2 cents a litre and they'll go inside and buy a fucking Mount Franklin for $4.
The only reason we have bottled water here is because I don't trust the tap water in this joint and...
Well, it's not about trust it. You can't trust it.
No, Tobler and Dave fucking do.
I've seen
red water come out
fucked. We had a plumber come in and he goes, mate, you're at the end of the line. You're going to get some shit in it. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but it was just like, fuck that.
Like, how are you at the end of the line? Like, aren't we like at the end of like massive lines anyway?
Yeah, aren't we all at the end of the line, technically?
Like, hasn't the water...
Isn't the tap itself the end of the line?
But like, water's come from Warragamba, hasn't it?
Shout out to it.
Like, it's made quite a fucking trek through fucking dirty old pipes constantly, I would have thought.
Those pipes would have to be dirty as fuck, wouldn't they? Or is it there's water just running through them constantly, they wouldn't be that dirty?
Oh, they'd be dirty.
Either way, that's why there's bottled water here. Otherwise, I buy these like your 1 litre pumpies or your squeezies. I buy that for the bottle.
Yes. Because it's a better bottle.
It's a better bottle. But I just refill that with the good old honest tap water. Apparently the plastic gives you fucking cancer though, so that's
Oh yeah, you're actually better off getting a
proper water bottle.
But
then I know, but that fucking Steph got me one of those. I felt like I was having to suck a golf ball through a garden hose to get any water out of it. It was like,
you'd be able to find good ones.
can I be fucked? Make one like this that won't give me cancer.
Think about the planet.
I always think about the planet.
Point is this.
Have one of those before you go to bed.
Point is this. I oft think about whether this is doable. Starting a water company and calling it Aussie Tap. And there's you've got variations of it. So you can buy if you're if you love your Central West Tap, you buy that. If you like your Sydney Tap, you can have a bit of Sydney Tap.
Well, dude, the thing is as well, there is a difference. Like if I go to, when we went to Perth, I would have bought a bottle of fucking Sydney Tap if it meant I didn't have to drink their shitty, I was hungover drinking the tap water in West Australia. I was like, this is gross.
But then you could tack on variations as well. You could have fucking country bore water. You could have a bit of fucking
lightly sparkled country bore.
You could have lightly sparkled country bore. You could also have tank water, which would be good for the immune system.
Yep. Could you have maybe some sort of sprinkler? You know what I mean? It's this thing hasn't just come out of a tap. It's been run through a backyard sprinkler or a slip and slide.
Well, can I take you back to your youth?
Someone's at the door. Live unboxing.
Let's
hope it's not fucking... What's that? Anthrax? What is anthrax?
Imagine if we got sent anthrax.
That'd be a lot, wouldn't it?
Was anthrax just a big wool pull and it wasn't really actually...
Oh, okay. This seems like something. This doesn't seem like it's nothing.
What is this? Grills? I don't know. I just guessed that. I don't know why.
No, it's not grills.
Oh, Devo. Is it better than that?
For you.
What is it?
Oh.
For me?
Well, no, it's not just for you. It's not just for you because it was sent to us, but it's, although I do eat all the gummies. Certificate of authenticity. This is to certify that all coins in this collection are genuine and legal tender Great Britain halfpenny coins. These coins are in good circulated condition, have been refined with an exclusive handcraft. Okay, Eddie.
What have we been sent?
Titanic coins.
Titanic coins. What the fuck? All right, a Titanic coin.
This is when you know your obsession's getting out of hand. Elliot Rogerson.
What the fuck is a Titanic coin?
I don't know, because there's a certificate of authentication, but
These aren't from the Titanic, by the way, punters and doers. I can tell you that right now.
That certificate of authenticity seems rather not authentic itself. I need a certificate of authenticity for the certificate.
Yeah. What? I'm trying to work out what these are. It's a halfpenny from 1966, and the image on the back of the coin isn't the Titanic. It's just a ship. So I don't know.
Give me another look.
I don't get it.
Tell you what, smart to have this thing arrive though mid-podcast.
Very smart. Who sent it?
Elliot Rogerson. Not to be mistaken with Roger Rogerson of disgraced former police officer who killed heaps of people, I think, allegedly.
He was a corrupt little cookie.
I think so.
Is he in prison?
He might be dead.
Tom just examining the Titanic
100-year anniversaries. Yeah, sorry. I realised
he's still alive, Roger Rogerson, 82.
Shout out to him.
Can I inspect the actual coin?
Yeah. It's it's something where they've just...
Is it legal tender?
There's no way you're paying for... Well, I mean, it's a fucking half penny.
It's a half penny. Is that a half cent?
Is this it?
Essentially, I think
similar.
it could be.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We now know.
The Titanic disaster. I don't know what to make of it, Elliot, but thank you.
I will say this, mate. Probably the dribbliest thing we've been sent.
Yeah, you're not going to... It's not like you're...
Titanic coins.
You're not about to get a baggy green for it, but it'll certainly take pride of place.
Listen, if you sent me a coin from the Titanic that they'd fucking dredged up,
yeah,
different story.
That's a very different story.
Different story. These will just go in our cupboard. And by cupboard, I mean the glass shelves that aren't yet built yet, but Dave will build one day.
Dave's probably going to build those very soon. But
Thank you, mate.
Great.
Now,
Where were
did
we?
I think that my Titanic inception would lead to this? No, I didn't.
No, I don't think there's any way of really knowing that.
I was saying, can I take you back, Tom, to a summer's day, Australia?
Yep.
You're young, you're out in the backyard, and you've turned on the hose for the first time, and you've had a swig. It's got a taste. Bottle that.
First, like, you know when you've got to go and do a piss test for the doctors?
Yep.
And they're like, we need the first bit of wee-wee out of your dick.
Yes.
Like, so you can't give me some midstream urine.
Yep.
I need first, like, I don't know what you would call that, first drops.
First drops, and it's hot.
Yes, exactly. So to be first
Remember
drops
how hot it was?
from the tap we're talking, hopefully not your urine.
Well, your urine would be hot.
Well, urine would be hot.
It would be
but
37 degrees.
hopefully not burning,
No.
because then you got a problem. First drops from a garden hose.
Yep.
They're
Bottle that
hot
up.
as fuck. They're hotter than 37 degrees, I'll tell you that much.
Bruh, I'll give you the fucking hot tip. Jesus
Someone else at the door
Christ.
again.
Someone at the door. All I'm saying is, if motherfuckers are out here selling water for that much money, maybe I can come in low with a bit of good Aussie Sydney tap.
So anyway, I think that we've probably, thanks to all of the interruptions, done our dash on the sort of the water.
I think
The water bit?
I think we've done the water bit.
I think we've done the water bit.
Like, if you want to dive back into it, I can try and force out a fucking...
Nah, a couple more minutes of it.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
No, I don't want to. Again, someone will knock on the door any moment and
annoy us.
So we may as well just not do any more water bits. Last Friday, Eddie, you and I, part of a foursome toddler, my old man, we went and competed in the Breaking the Yips Hacker Major, the King of the Bridge, I think was what it's called, Sebbo's event.
Yep.
Great day.
Great day.
Fucking fantastic day.
Great
weather.
weather. Great fucking weather.
Tobler got there early, got us some carts.
Shout out to Tobler.
Shout
Go
out
on the
to-
big lift.
Shout out to Scope, who was behind us with his team, and pretty sure one of the guys in his team thought that just by virtue of the fact that they were behind us that we should just give them one of their carts. And it was like,
Why would we do that?
why the fuck would we do that?
We had Tobler get here at first light.
Yeah.
As soon as the sun came up, he was down
Tobler was there
booking them
booking
in.
carts.
What? He wasn't doing that for you.
No, he
I
wasn't.
can probably see that right
No,
now.
He tried
Now,
to
if you
play
didn't
us.
have that, if
The
you didn't
very
have,
first time, he was like, we'll play you for a card. I was like, fuck
no,
that,
we'll
dog.
play you for the cards.
No.
On this hole, and I was like, how about you get fucked?
Respectfully.
How about that?
Yeah. No, sir.
No siree. Because
I'm walking 18 holes in this heat.
yeah, because like the market value for these things, about 10 grand, I
Yeah.
would say.
Going through and climbing with every degree of temperature.
Because Northbridge is a fucking hilly. It's
It's a big course.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
No, walking golf courses is
Very passe.
it's
tacky.
It's tacky. Let's be honest. It's for the uncouth. And
That's not us.
I mean, and those boys were like, they were walking them as
Carrying
well.
their bag. Yeah. Look, they're all fit. Scope, former athlete. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not Tiger Woods, mate. Like, they don't even carry their own clubs. Do you know what I mean? The caddy does.
No, but that's what I mean, though. Like, they're maybe just like former athletes and shit. I didn't know the boys they were with. They were nice guys. Scope was playing with.
Yeah,
They were all walking. They were all fit.
Listen,
We were like, our sort of version that was like, I'll walk to the ball.
don't confuse their stupidity for athleticism, you know?
Well, the lack of organisation for athleticism.
Well, same thing. Lack of fucking organisation, stupidity, same thing.
Sort of. One's a little more aggressive.
Sure.
Great day, though. Great day. Now, I guess for those of you that don't know, you probably know Sebbo because he's part of the family and he's also on About Even. But he started putting on these golf tournaments for hackers, people that aren't very good at golf.
Called the Hacker Majors.
The Hacker Majors. You get together with you and a few of your mates and you go and you play and there's like different holes sponsored and all sorts of fun shit going on, longest drive comps, all that sort of crap. And prizes to be won.
Yep.
But it's for like shit golfers to get together and play shit golf and it's Ambrose and all that.
It's supposed to be.
That's what it's supposed to be. But if you are Sebbo, one of the most competitive humans to have ever walked the face of the earth,
He'd be right up there. He'd be top
3 probably
top 0.0001%
of humans ever to exist. Yeah. He puts on hacker events and then much like the NBA, stacks his side with the best golfers known to man, and then absolutely crushes.
But he doesn't.
every
He
single
doesn't care either.
No,
which
no,
is
no, no.
Which is the sign of a competitive animal.
Yeah, he needs to win.
Yeah, yeah. And if you've got,
Do you know how he defines a hacker? Anyone who has a handicap of over 10. I'm like, you are not a hacker if you have an 11 handicap.
But if you've got a 9, if you're under 10, then he'll fucking penalise you.
yeah, 8 strokes.
Yeah.
But if you're on 14 like he is,
But he just, I think. Listen, I don't want to accuse Seb of anything,
No,
but
no.
I reckon in the lead up to hacker events, Seb has a bit of the I'm going to butcher my scorecards to keep my handicap above 10 sort of vibes.
Yes.
That's what I'd say. They shot 9 under.
9 under.
Yeah, 9 under. We were hacking around, 3 over. About right for
At one
hacker.
point, we got to 1 under. That was after the first hole.
And then we parred the second and third hole, so we
Dude,
stayed there for a while.
No, we parred
We
fucking
parred there
most
for a
of it, like the first maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But I'd been giving him shit the whole lead up to this thing, going, dude, you can't win your own.
And then
tournament.
I saw you. You saw the boys hit the ball as well, and you're like,
Sebbo, Streety, Harvey, Roddy.
they're good. They're really good.
They're very good. Roddy, dude, they birdied 10 of the 18 holes.
Yeah. They're
Roddy-
driving greens and shit.
Roddy drove 2 of the 2 greens. And then you've got everyone else walking, traipsing through the bush looking for their balls. And
We actually had to hit out of the bush once.
Yeah.
It was our best shot out of the 4 of us. Tobler, we didn't take one of Tobler's shots, not even a putt for the first 12 holes.
No.
Oh, it was
Tobler was fucking awful. After, swinging his cock around at the Bondi one, he was...
That's golf, baby.
I know, and I was on Friday.
played well.
For me, by
did
my
play well.
standards.
It was a
You did
Freaky
play well.
Friday. I
Tobler
think.
stunk up
I
the
don't know
joint.
what I did to piss off the fucking golf gods.
You were too
but-
nervous, mate.
You were nervous.
You
It
were
was cute.
nervous. You were trying to
It was
swing.
cute.
You weren't relaxed.
Yeah, you were. You were nervous.
You were nervous as fuck.
You
dude.
reeked of it.
Yeah.
And
Billy
then it
was
got
trying
in
to
your
give me
head. And then it
tips.
got in your head.
Yeah.
And it consumed you.
And Dad does love to give out golf lessons on the golf course.
It was helpful
A
though.
lot of fun playing with Bill.
Good fun. Great fun.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah. You two. Well, you giggle at him, and so he doesn't fucking stop. And then sometimes I'm like, hey, woo up, Dad. You can't be saying that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's from a particular vintage.
It's from a bygone era.
That's right.
Birdie Bill, he saved our bacon a couple of times, didn't
Birdie Bill did save our bacon a couple of times. We all, look, I was pretty fucking bad on the margins. I started all right, and then as soon as I have a couple of beers, I just nosedive.
It's the 12-hole thing though with golf as well. After the 12th hole, you
Mate,
stop giving a fuck.
Listen, I said to Tobler, I'm like, how many holes have we got? He's like, bro, I don't even. We'd paid 10. I was like, fuck, hell. 18's too many holes.
I had
It is.
I had a native seed, and it was when it started, it was lovely, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. I'm concentrating, I'm flowy, nothing matters, and then after a while, I'm like, I was just not even paying attention a lot of the time to what was going on.
I like being out there with the boys and the fucking banter and all that shit's good, but I can do that in the clubhouse. Do you know what I mean?
We
That's
could've done-
my thing.
Yeah.
After 12 actual holes of golf, I go fucking pack it up.
Yeah.
That's how I always feel. Always.
I'm with you. And then I had to fucking leave as soon as it was finished. I was Devo. I wouldn't have minded to have sat around and had a bit of a rip. Eddie gave away my fucking hat.
I did.
Thank God we've got
Well, it felt about right. It felt right.
yeah.
It felt right.
Look, I'm happy for you to do so. Did you run back to the car and get it?
No, because we put the clubs in the car and it sat there
So you were like,
looking
I'm gonna
at me,
give this away.
staring at me, and I thought I'll give this away. That's how it worked.
Was it appreciated?
Yeah, fucking oath. The guy was losing it.
You also
I also gave away my rosé hat.
okay.
So it was like a like for like.
yeah.
It wasn't just you.
No, I understand. We you also took a bet with a dribbler that was very high level bets here going on.
Well,
I mean, it was never going to happen. But
no, it was more likely to happen to him. It was never going to happen to us.
No. But I was like, saw that video. I was like, well, what's done is done. It would have been interesting. It would have.
So basically,
Had it happened, I
if the
wouldn't have
Knights
bet.
beat Manly by 30 points, he got a bag of green. But if Manly beat the Knights by 30 points, he had to get a tattoo of punters and dribblers.
Yes.
That was the bet. Obviously, we'll get to why that didn't come off. But I was never in danger.
No, you weren't.
Never in danger.
no, you
30 points,
Would have to have been a calamity.
0% chance.
But a great day.
It was a great day. I tell you what, a great fucking turnout.
Yes, great turn. 90
A
or something dribblers.
really good turnout. Sebbo should be proud of himself,
should.
although appalled with himself.
Well, listen,
for
he
winning
should
his own
absolutely be ashamed of himself for, basically just creating events he can win. And, it's for really shit golfers while I'm on the side, like getting really good and then winning it and getting booed, you said. I was
the booed. Oh, he got booed. He got booed.
But
he doesn't give a fuck.
no, he's like a psychopath. But you're absolutely right. Very proud of himself putting on a fucking awesome day.
He did fucking well.
He did a great job. And there's heaps of there was cameramen all over the joint. So there's going to be a fucking
great
video
footage, great prizes, great. It was very well organised and very well done. So shout out to Sebbo.
I was bagging him out on Saturday night for winning his own tournament when we were at this engagement party. But he was talking to something. I'm like, oh, how'd the golf thing go? He goes, I won. Oh, I mean, we won. I'm like, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Like when they won, Jerry was sort of sitting there and he was like, oh, I suppose I should go up. Like I think he was a bit like, oh.
Jerry's a shy guy.
Yeah.
Certainly under those circumstances. Streety was like, fucking oath, we won.
Oh, no, Streety was loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
If only my mate Mushin could have played,
Would have been a different story.
we probably would have won.
We would have fucked Tobler off though and kept Bill.
Oh, Tobler?
Yeah.
No. He would have been walking behind us,
Yeah,
making
yeah,
sure I didn't have to get out of the cart too often.
Yeah. He really should have been filming more, actually, in hindsight.
Listen, I think I speak for you and I when I say that he will be replaced by Mushin next time. That's like, you'll still be invited.
No, you'd be invited. You'll just be working.
Yeah.
The revenge game.
Like when it took a while for the beer cart to get to us, like you would have had to go out on foot and
Yeah,
find
we
it.
would have sent you off with
On foot.
a walkie-talkie for emergencies and, in case you got lost.
And
or
a bag.
Injured. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can organise something next time.
Yeah, we'll work that out.
We'll start our own team, Tobler. We'll beat them.
Yeah.
There you
The
go.
revenge tour.
But we'll be. Listen, all I'm saying is in a roundabout way, it seems clear to me that the only way to win this thing is to stack your side with people that aren't hackers, which is what we'll be doing.
Yeah, not hacker.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to bring in.
We might, like, even you and I, we could even probably bring in Mushin and Ed Hattersley, you're saying. Do you know what I mean? Just
My old man might
dominate.
feel offended, but then again, you're not necessarily getting him to come too far. Northbridge was conveniently close to his house.
Like, if there's one down south, he's
I don't
coming.
think he's coming
No,
that one.
What, Kangaroo Valley or something?
No, I don't think he's nipping down in the valley.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I think it was almost a bit of a stretch. Northbridge, wasn't he? He said, I'll get there at 5-2.
Yeah.
But shout out to Bill.
Birdie.
And shout out to us for
Yeah,
coming
mate.
last.
Did we come last?
Yeah, equal last.
Did we come equal last?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yep. Again.
Didn't know that.
The Tobler.
Toddler. Yeah, fucking.
Not enough lessons.
Mate, I almost got a hole in one.
Tobler at one point was like, he's wanted to go and get a refund for his lessons.
Yeah.
He spent like $700 on lessons.
Oh my God.
and gone backwards.
In the past month?
And you saw how I played. Like, I'd never picked up a fucking club before.
You could barely hit him.
Barely.
Dude, like, I don't actually think because obviously you have to take 3 drives
Yes.
each. His ones, like, he never really even had a good one. He just had ones where you're like, okay, we'll take that.
There was
'Cause
an
everyone
okay
else-
one on the 4th, but that was only because I put it on the fairway and the 3 of you skied it.
But like that wasn't a great shot.
That's the thing. It wasn't a
No,
great
yeah.
shot. It was in context to how badly we'd hit ours.
Comparatively, it was a
Like you
on
wouldn't,
the fairway.
like you didn't, you when you hit that, it was like, oh, thank God it went further than 5 meters. But like,
It was relief.
it wasn't objectively a great shot.
No, objectively, it was a
absolutely not.
fucking meek, lame shot. But what was the second last hole or the third last hole when it was the Southern Comfort hole?
Yeah.
And all the piss dribblers that were already there, already finished,
Yeah.
yipping and yahooing and sort of chirping us and shit. You get up there and slide. It was
Straight
like,
in the bush.
but like almost went behind you.
It went at a right angle.
Yeah.
Like so. What's that? 180 degrees.
180 from where you were, and then Tobler's might have been worse. I think it just like dribbled like a fucking
Yes, that was
a dick with gonorrhea, just dribbling down the hill. My old man didn't know how to handle.
I was over it by then.
Oh, yeah,
like
same.
the puff.
But I was like the pressure of having dribblers talking shit, and the native seeds were into me, and they kept like going. I was like not even really paying attention.
Did
I
that
was doing-
overwhelm Bill? That hole?
Oh, bro, he couldn't handle the heat there. I mean, he still managed to hit an all right shot.
Eels was all right.
But when they're all talking shit, he didn't know how to handle a bunch of young upstarts just talking shit to everyone. He's like, "Oh, what's your team name? The Arseholes." I'm like, "Wrecked,
Correct. Bill.
But a great day.
Great day.
Great day. Punters and Dribblers, we are brought to you by none other than the number one betting platform on planet Earth.
Talking about Neds?
I'm talking about Neds, Eddie. I'm
'Cause
talking
they're number one.
about Neds. They're number one. We love them. We use them, and we love them. Obviously responsibly, but we do enjoy a punt. Now, I may have mentioned this during the podcast, but I was so close to glory on the weekend. A try scorer in every game. I was one short. It's okay, but it also was very tough to take.
It was tough to take.
Because it was a season ender.
It was a season ender, and that's your problem, not mine. I will say this. I didn't do very well on a fucking heavy 8, heavy 9 at Randwick on the weekend, Tom. Did pretty poorly.
You have a little look, did you?
I had a little bit of a look, but that's okay. You move on.
Yeah.
Because the sun will come out again.
As long as it's responsible, you're all good.
It's all that has to happen. It's all that has to happen. So go to Ned's, use the website, download the app, have a little flutter, have a little tickle.
Enjoy
Gamble
yourself.
responsible.
Gamble responsibly and enjoy yourself. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. All right, talking some rugby league here, punters, dribblers. Obviously, when we talk rugby league, it is thanks to good friends at KO. Now, I just want to quickly let the people know, Eddie, as a public service announcement, thanks to KO, what games you'll be missing this week if you don't have KO.
Yeah, I'll take you through it, punters and dribblers. So just listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
there you go. This is just what you miss out on if you're a cheapskate.
You'll miss Panthers, Seagulls, Saturday afternoon, 5:30. Arguably the game of the round.
Yep.
Like, how the fuck would you want to miss that?
4th v 5th.
Broncos versus Raiders. So if you're a Brisbane fan, you're going to miss your fucking team play. And if you're a Canberra fan, heaven forbid, you'll also miss your team play. Then on Sunday, you miss Knights, Warriors. Warriors are humming. So if you live in New Zealand and you love the Wars, you're not going to be able to watch it.
Up the waz, up the waz, up the wazoo.
West Tigers versus the Eels,
The
which
Monday game.
I think is unmissable rugby league.
Yeah.
Because
15th v 7 8.
But either you tune in to see pain personified, right, in the form of the Tigers who fucking get humped, or do they get a famous win over the Eels who are losing their grip on, like, their window's closed, right?
Yes.
But, like, just watching them tumble out of the 8, does that get you going?
Yeah.
Like, you tune in for pain, right? Either.
Yeah, definitely.
That's unmissable if you don't have K.
Well, if you don't have KO, you would miss pain. There's pain either way. It's a pain, Monday pain. Is that when Jesus is crucified, or is that a Christmas thing?
We've tried to work this out, Tom, and I don't know. I don't know.
Is Easter?
He died on Friday.
Okay.
Yes, I know that.
Came back Sunday.
That's not 3 days later, though. That's 2 days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, didn't
Might
he
have
come
been
back
Friday
on Monday?
morning.
That's what I'm. Are you sure it doesn't
Easter
come back
Sunday when you have
No, but
lunch
there's an
and go
Easter
to
Monday.
church.
What's Easter Monday?
Yeah.
Is that just a public holiday?
I was always under the impression that he came back on Sunday. However, did he come back on the 3rd day, or did he come back 3 days later? Because 3 days later is Monday.
Do you reckon if this round of rugby league, though, was on and he was dead at this point, he'd be like, do I really need to come back for the Eels Tigers? I want to watch it, but Jesus himself, is he a rugby league fan? Does he come back for an Eels Tigers?
I think it's probably most likely that he dies on Friday, comes back Sundays, parties on Mondays.
Okay, right. So the 3 days, it's not exactly
It's
correct.
the 3rd day. See, on the first day he dies, 2nd day he's in a cave behind a rock, 3rd day he comes back, or like they open the rock and he's not in there. I don't even know why they open the rock. And then 4th day, like, why would you put the rock over?
No, I
and then-
think they wake up and the rock's moved.
Oh, okay, he moves the rock.
Yeah.
Sure. And then on the 3rd day, I think they fucking get on the piss because he can turn water into wine.
It's funny, though, because, like, you'd think he'd just, if you are, like, able to just float into heaven and come back from the dead, how a rock in front of a door is stopping you. Why do you even need to move the rock? Why don't you just float through
Because
it?
I think he wants to let people know he's out of there by moving the rock.
Yeah,
Because otherwise people think he's still in there and
True.
he's not.
What's
because
the point?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, so he's kind of showing off then.
He's peacocking.
He's peacocking. Because, like, he wants people to know this.
I don't think that's up for dispute, that Jesus had a bit of peacock in him.
Yeah, he definitely did. He was a show-off.
He was a show-off.
Wait, find me a blind person. I'm rubbing mud in their eyes. They can see.
Yeah, like, mate, tell me that walking on water isn't showing off.
Yeah, that cunt was a show-off.
It was a show-off.
And that's no knock on him,
No,
right?
no, but
Praise be. If he's your guy, he's your guy. But his kid's a show-off.
Yeah, all we're saying is walking on water, like, you make it a statement.
Oi, here you go. Fish. Bread. Let me now, for one family, now let me fucking feed an entire village with this shit. Close your eyes, open them, fish everywhere.
Water under wine, show off. Good at it, though. And power to him.
No, mate, he's fucking good at it.
And also, we get 4 fucking glorious days off because of him. So, big shout out to Jesus.
No, yeah, huge
fan of his work. Huge fan of his work.
Huge. Massive Jesus guy.
I respect Jesus. I respect him. We might differ on our opinions on things, but I respect
You respect him?
Yeah.
You respect what? The hustle, the showmanship, the pageantry?
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he one of the great prophets. If you think about it. People still talking about that motherfucker.
No, yeah.
So he was legit.
The David Blaine of his time.
But to have people talking about you 2,000 years later is pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive. I mean, there are people older than him, though, that we're still talking about.
They're impressive too.
You're cool.
You know what
Impressed
I mean?
by everyone.
Well, I'm impressed by people talked about. Most people don't get talked about when their grandkids die, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
When do you reckon, how quickly are we off the radar? 1 gen?
You exist in
100 years.
like you exist in your grandparents. You generally don't know your great grandparents. You might, but generally not. And then your grandchildren will know you, but your great grandchildren probably won't. That's your thing. They're
So
your
you got your kids, and it's like no
That's
one
it.
gives a fuck.
Yeah, and then you'll be forgotten.
And then once you die, it'll be dial a dump, estate sale shit. All these things that you cared about. Here's this lamp that you didn't want to get rid of.
Yeah, no.
That's being sold for 3 cents.
Yeah,
Or
no
just being thrown in the bin
Yeah, that's it. And then there's like a plaque of you somewhere that just
on a bench that's rotting in a fucking park.
yeah, that people have that eventually will get taken down.
Well, that to be honest, like horny teens are probably like doing some first and second base on.
What's the like lifespan of a grave in a cemetery? Like,
Go look at the one at fucking.
No, but at a certain point they go, we're packing it up.
I don't think so. You go to some small regional towns. Remember the one in when we were in Tassie for your
Do you reckon
wedding?
they'd be there forever?
Dude, there were fucking there was like
But 1800
cemeteries.
1800 is not that long. It's not that long.
Well,
It's like 200 years.
so
Are there graves for like thousands of years? Like for just punters?
what about I guess Australia's
For a
young.
punter? Do you know what I mean?
Well, Australia's young though, so all our cemeteries are going to be pretty young.
That's what I'm saying.
So we aren't burying over anyone.
But I'm saying in other countries do they bury them over, you know? Like are there graves for punters for fucking from thousands of years ago? Unlikely.
I mean,
They dug a king up in a fucking car park in England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A king.
yeah,
Underneath a fucking Aldi car park or something. Like,
Aldi, good, different.
great.
The oldest cemetery still in use. So obviously there's a lot of like graves that have been found of like, ancient people.
Not what I'm talking about.
There. So the oldest cemetery in use was established in 1638 in Massachusetts.
That's the oldest. So at a certain point they go, pack her up.
Pack her up. We're done here.
We're done here.
Yeah, fair call as well.
Now,
So
what
rugby
has that
league.
got to do with rugby league?
Well, we're just saying, they're all the games you can get on KO, all right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have KO, you miss 90% of the games each and every week. That's on you, dude, because the information's right there. The technology's right there. Sort it out. Thursday night live stream, Ned Brockman, Clary Moore of North Bondi, Motorino. They joined us. That was great fun. That was great
It was great fun. A reminder again that Ned's just made a different stuff.
Yep.
The way he just talks about what he's got planned, you're like, bruh.
Well, he's over to the US this week to go watch Izzy fight. Then he's taken on Cam Haynes and just like, how hard are you? 48 hours of how hard can you get?
He's just
He's
going to go
running
over
a
there and
marathon over there.
just going to go over there and bury himself with Cam and just go, well, can you keep up with me, bruh?
Yeah. Oh, you want to keep hammering? How about you fucking have a crack at me, bruh?
I expect Ned to take the dub.
Same.
I think Ned's all dub in that environment. I can't be sure.
No.
And I'm not trying to impugn on Cam Haynes' work, but I reckon he's in fucking big trouble. That's
I've never
what I
seen
reckon.
Cam Haynes run across Australia. Either way, Eels get the win. I mean, Roosters get the win. Jesus Christ.
Reckon Buzz was sitting there going, how do I spin this Suoliti can't pass thing?
Yeah, when he's taken over from Tedesco and ripping and tearing.
And just giving those nice little flicks.
Spiral flick pass to Jackson Paulo.
Spiral flick passes get me going.
Yeah.
Get me really horny. Remember Quade Cooper used to do that big fucking rip out the back door?
Yeah.
It'd sail like 50 metres.
Yeah. A spiral flick is as hot as it gets. It's flash. It's a bit Jesus-y.
Oh, it's got plenty of Jesus about it.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done.
No, well, mate, if you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. I find it hard to spiral the ball generally,
Yeah, let alone...
let alone out the back.
Like, you don't need to put a spiral on a flick pass, but if you do, you're Jesus.
You can just shovel it,
Yeah.
right?
Same with Jesus.
Well,
You don't need to move the rock, but
I'm not calling Suoliti Jesus.
No, I'm not saying that. There's got to be a bit of Jesus about
but
it.
Jesus could, Jesus would have thrown a divine seed. We know that.
But when he could have just given the ball, he'd prefer to put a bit of peacock on it.
Yes. Which I love.
No, I respect it.
Oh, fucking oath. It's good for the soul.
So, look, thank you to the Roosters for...
Roosters didn't play particularly well. It was a bit of a fucking...
Dude, you know what? They didn't play bad, though, either. It's funny, because I was talking shit about Sam Walker, and then everyone was talking about how well he played. So, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I think we've
We've
established,
established that, yeah. He defended very well.
Apparently he's made almost, I think Guru was saying 70 tackles. He's almost made 70 tackles, only missed one. So
Yeah.
he fucking goes hard for a
little fella.
lightweight, for a little fella. Yeah, he does. The Eels were no good, really.
No, they weren't. They didn't look good at any point. Even though they only lost by 8, it was generally a shit show from them. They sucked.
Bailey fucking big, thick hit on Tedesco. Teddy ruled out this week.
But just being the Roosters, and I'm not here to fucking break new ground, but when you're the Roosters and your fullback, who's the number one fullback in the game, in James Tedesco goes down, and then it's like, oh, who are we going to put back? Suoliti or fucking Joey Manu? Just a wealth of riches.
Robinson goes, Joe. You go, who is he? Joe will be.
Joe will be.
Joe will be. Well, I need you to fucking tell me.
Yeah, I need you to tell me. Please.
And he's like, well, fuck you. I'm not. I'll tell you on Tuesday. Team list.
Fair
enough. Rules are rules, but I've been thinking about it all weekend. I have been. I've been thinking about it all weekend.
Let's move on to another game. Now, this is one of the great humpings of the season. Panthers over Ricky's boys. Look at that try scorers list.
A couple of things in the terms of the try scorer list. Zach Hosking, starting to get a bit about him. I'm starting to, like the cut of his jib, Tom, if I can be honest with you. I like the way he plays his rugby league football. He's a toiler. And he's just a fucking...
Run a line.
He can run a line. He just gets the fucking job done. And he's got a bit about him. And he's born in Manly. So, tick, tick, tick. Stephen Crichton's try was fucking outrageous.
Yep. Jamin Salmon, the weak...
That's what we get to.
Dog.
Scores on the post and screams out, what? Weak, gutted dog.
But scores to bring up 50 as well, which we know means that the Raiders can't win the comp.
Not that they ever could.
Not they ever could, but officially, statistically, now they can't. That must have felt good for old Jamin.
Mate.
This is in Canberra as well.
It was 13-6 at half time, and they lost 53-12. They got absolutely fucking humped in the second half.
How many points did Cleary get? 2, 4, 6. You went too quick. You just count them up for me.
He scored a try as well.
Yeah.
21 points.
That's nice from Nath.
Plus the try?
Yeah, including the try.
Good from Nath.
That's real good from Nath. And a drop goal?
Yep.
Good from Nath.
It's Ricky, I don't know. Ricky doesn't strike me as someone who gets a whole lot of sleep. But getting home from a game like this, knowing that your boy Jackie White and most likely going to leave, knowing that it's very fucking hard to get cunts to go down to this biggest shithole in Australia. No offence.
No offence.
But listen, if that wasn't true, why is it so hard to get players to go there?
Yep.
Like if it was like a Mecca in the middle of New South Wales, like some utopia.
Yeah.
That
some inland port.
An inland metropolis.
Yep.
Then more people would go there. It'd be like a destination. And it'd be full of the who's who.
But it ain't.
Why is that?
It's a shithole.
No offense.
No offense.
It is what it is. I'm basing my opinions on the fact that no one wants to go there to play rugby league. On the fact that it's objectively
it's a
true.
tough, but it's just a bitter pill to swallow for Sticky to have Jamin score in the 79th minute to do a big fuck you. But
And scream it out.
Scream it out. Because, I mean, Jamin, that seemed like you were seeing a man who has now become empowered by the weak gutted dog sledge. He's saying it now.
He's using it as like his fucking rally
It's his
call.
catch cry.
It's his catch cry.
I am the weak gutted
Yeah,
dog.
fucking up. And I'm going to scream it every time I fucking score a try. It's motivated.
Yeah. Because everyone's been, you guarantee that no matter who he's playing, like every fan in rugby league of Europe, like is yelling that at him.
Sometimes I forget his name.
Yeah.
Known only as the weak gutted dog.
WGD.
That's right.
Tough.
So,
Happy for him.
yeah, I am happy for him. I don't know if he needed to be tarred with that brush necessarily. I don't know.
No, I don't think that was nice.
I don't think it was necessary. But he's using it to great effect, so power to him.
Storm beat the Rabbitohs. I honestly don't care about the game. If I'm not showing any disrespect, but it was just like, all right, I tipped the Rabbitohs. I fucking hate the Rabbitohs, and I hate the Storm now. You know, I thought the Storm was shit.
I got home after the golf thing and watched the second half, and it was a bit like, eh.
It was a boring game.
It was one of the great defensive efforts of the season from the Storm.
It was a boring game.
It was a bit like, eh. The Rabbitohs just can't beat the fucking Storm. There's some stat against them that's outrageous.
The stats were fucking, again. Like,
which I missed.
I'm such a shit punter. I'm just shit.
You're a shit punter?
I'm shit, dude.
You didn't get a bet on again, did you?
Nah, not one all weekend. But I was one leg off the smoothie.
That's not how it works.
Well, no, I'm just telling you.
I know.
I'm just telling you that I was one leg off the smoothie, and that is a try scorer in every game. Only person to fuck me was Reece Walsh. Otherwise, every single game, had Reece scored and I was waiting till the 79th minute for Addo-Carr to go over, I would have been having some serious heart attacks.
What would you have won? What was it paying?
700 and something, 750 and 760. So I would have won. I think I chucked 10 on. So it would have been nice.
$7,000.
But I would have gone live for that game. I would have been in here live watching it.
You would have had to have.
Had to.
So that would have been biblical.
Yeah.
Biblical.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Now, Saturday, April 1st. This was a real April Fool's result, and I'm not ruling out that April Fool's had something to do with this. But we drew with the Knights, and
I don't know what to make of it.
I don't know. I think it is an April Fool's game. Like, the joke's on everyone who watched that fucking game.
The joke, yeah. Listen, I was listening to it in the car, and I couldn't keep up with what the score was because people were scoring every fucking 2 seconds. Like, Dom Young scored in the 23rd and then the 32nd minute. I'm like, hang on, was they going back to that?
Try.
Did that just happen again?
We had a try in the 3rd minute, 8th minute, 12th minute, 17th, 23rd, 27th, 32nd. Then it was 55, 58, 66, 68, 77. It was try scoring fucking bingo. I'll say this. Manly are a better rugby league side than Newcastle. But we were fucking awful. It was up. As a Manly fan, it was an incredibly frustrating game to watch. Incredibly frustrating.
I'll say this, Tom. I'm just going to be blunt.
James Blunt.
I'm going to be very James Blunt about this. Letting 32 points in against the Knights
A pongerless Knights.
is fucking dog shit.
Our how many missed tackles do we have? 49 missed tackles. And 14 ineffective, whatever the fuck that means.
Call it 63 shit or missed tackles.
Yeah. It was fucking awful, awful, awful to watch. Very frustrating. We scored Olakawatu's try. Did you see that one to start things off?
I can't work out was it Lockie Miller?
Yeah, Lockie.
I can't work out if Lockie Miller's just soft or if he thought that he was on his fucking.
I'm going to give Lockie the benefit of the doubt here that he's not soft. He's not a weak-gutted dog. I think that he thought his try line.
He thought he was on the 10-metre line,
Yeah.
not the try line.
Yeah. Because, or he's terrified of Olakwatu, but I don't think it's that. Because it's like you'd be better off just to get bunted than to like not even run near him.
Or is he playing chestnut checkers from a Woolpool perspective, being like, I'm going to make it look like I'm on the 10.
So they'd go, there's no way he bitched it, because who would do that? But actually, that's what he was doing. Maybe. It's funny, because some dribbler that we were talking shit with who takes rugby union far too seriously had said that Lockie Miller's the form fullback of the competition. Now, a pettier me would have gone to the DMs where that was happening and put that clip in for that dribbler, but I'm not a petty guy.
Well, you knew that he would have seen it in your heart of hearts.
Yeah, I did. So I just left it.
But Lockie Miller was interviewed. He said, he's talking about Olakau'atu. He said, I thought he'd stuffed up, to be honest. I thought this bloke has just put it down 10 metres short. And then I looked around and thought, oh, this is not good.
Yeah. Tough. He's actually a good player. He was very good. He was good in that game. He was everywhere. Like, he was probably one of their main sort of weapons, other than fucking...
I tell you what, Jackson Hastings can play.
Dude.
He can play rugby league.
Play footy, dude.
He's fucking
see that
good.
The Tigers let him go,
Mate.
and you're just like, that side is so fucking stupid to let him go. He was dangerous every time he had the ball.
Every time he got the ball. He was fucking with us, really. Like, if you take Jackson Hastings out of that side, we fucking romp. But
Tyson Gamble good as well. I think Tyson Gamble's got something about him.
Greg Marzu can play.
Yet Rando keeps making me think he's shit every week. I don't know what is going on. 234 runs.
It's not what I see. It's not what I see.
I tell you who I like from the Knights, Leo Thompson. They're fucking, I think he's a front rower. He's just a hard bastard. He just seems like he was just in everything.
I didn't think I'd come in here on a Monday talking in any way positively about the Knights.
No.
And yet here I am. And you know why, punters and dribblers? Because I'm fucking...
We call it as we see it.
I'm built that way.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna walk away from the truth. I'm not gonna hide from the truth.
No, we don't hide.
I'm not hiding from the truth. The truth is Jackson Hastings can play rugby league. And the fact that the fucking Tigers wanted to move him to lock, apparently, and then when he didn't want to, they were like, fuck off, is absurd. We'll get to the Tigers.
We will, but they are.
God damn, we'll get to them. But the Knights are showing a bit.
Hastings playing with a bit of an injury as well.
They're just, listen.
They're showing a bit.
I hate Newcastle for 2023. That's just the way it is. That ain't changing. But I can respect the players and the performance. They should have had their assholes ripped apart by the Manly Sea Eagles on the weekend, and they didn't, because they played tough rugby league. They turned up.
They did turn up.
Manly, we looked like we just assumed a romp. We assumed we were going to come in and romp. And after that Olakau'atu try, it certainly was how I felt. And then Tuipulotu scored like 2 seconds later.
Well, it was 12.
It was
12-0 after fucking 5 minutes, and I go, okay, good night.
Yeah, romping is on
Good night, nurse. Good night, nurse. However, what happened, and this is just the truth of the matter, is a couple of fucking Knights players turned up, and Manly as a collective didn't seem like they wanted they weren't turning up defensively. Like there's some plays that where you're like, well, your heart's not really. Jake does every week. He played 90 minutes
in the middle
and made 49 tackles.
Yeah, and dude, one of them late in the game, he hit Matt Croker from the Knights so hard he had to be taken off the field. And like, not in the head, nothing. Hit him so hard around the fucking rib cage that he had to go off the field. It was like, it was ridiculous.
Tackles made 49, tackles missed 2. Didn't make an ineffective tackle. Just went out there and humped. Like, 90 minutes in the middle, getting through that amount of work is absurd. And the fact that he wasn't, that there were some players out there.
133 metres, 15 runs.
The fact some players out there didn't follow him it's not good enough.
We just need to be harder. We need to be harder. We're not
32 points against the Knights is unacceptable.
We're not hard enough. Ben Trebojevic looks like he's out for a while with a hamstring, which is fucked. Given that...
But we're still in the top 4, so don't fucking...
No, there's nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried.
We'll hump the Panthers this week. KO Weeks came on, dude.
KO Weeks.
I want to see
that try. I love that try.
Yeah, I just want to see a bit more of him. Like when he's on the field, I mean, he fucked up as well. Him and Olakau'atu had moments that didn't like cost us the game, but they directly led to the Knights leveling the score. Or at least the Bradman Best one got taken off him because he knocked on.
When he scored his try, like Tommy Turbo back in the comes back the other side of the ruck, gives it to him. He just takes off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, quick.
fuck, hey, you're quick.
Like 0 to fucking whatever, 0 to 100 in a second.
Well, you know how like supercars, they go, it does 0 to 100 in X.
Yeah,
He'd do 0 to 100 in 2.7.
maybe even less.
Put it this way, there's 0 to 60 in half a second.
He's like a Bugatti Veyron. I don't even know what they do, but apparently they're really
They do
fast.
quick stuff.
Yeah.
What's the quickest car 0 to 60?
Why do they do 60? Is that miles?
I'm doing 60 because
That's what they do.
rugby, that's more of a rugby league term. No one's getting up to 100.
True. Well, no one's getting up to 60 either.
Well, they're getting to 45. It's just called
No,
60.
30.
The Lamborghini Aventador, 2.8 seconds.
To get to what?
0 to 62.
Miles?
Yeah,
To call it 100. 2 point what?
2.8.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 62 miles is 100 Ks.
That's crazy.
2.8. 1, 2. How? That's fucked. That is actually fucked.
That is fucked. But so was the result. 32 all. A draw.
I couldn't believe it.
Better than a loss, though, dude.
I was up at a fucking farm all weekend and I couldn't get reception. And Ollie came to me, he's like, do you want another score? I'm like, yeah, like, because we've been listening in the car and then I was going to watch the mini the next day. I'm like, yeah, give it to me. He's like, 32. And I'm like, okay. He goes, all. Like, you got to be taking a fucking piss, don't you?
When Dom Young scored his 4th try in the 77th minute, I basically collapsed in a heap on the couch. My mother-in-law kept coming and going, are you talking to yourself? I was like,
Because
yes.
the Ruben Garrick try before that was so well done. Kelma Tuolangi's hands to Brad Parker were fucking elite.
Yeah.
God, I was frothing. Then Brad does all the hard work. Lures the man. Then Ruben's got to get moving. He's got to get his buddy skate shoes on.
Yeah.
Dives in the corner, try time. That should have been it. Wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It seriously wasn't. Some people thinking Bradman Best scored. I tell you what, that no try from Bradman Best illustrates how hard it is to wrangle a Bradman Best. Because if you were on him, because I was thinking about that, I was like going through like the hardest wrangles in terms of punting in rugby league for any time try scorers. It used to be Katoni, as in I haven't wrangled Katoni, but he's scoring a shitload at the moment.
He scored a double on the weekend.
But Bradman's been a tough wrangle always. And if you were on him, you think you've got him, you think you've wrangled him, then you see that, you're like, Jesus Christ, he is hard. He's a tough wrangle. I think it was a great call, though, from the referee. Clearly a knock-on. Nothing to see here other than a knock-on.
How close was Croker at the end? Like, how short was he at the try?
Oh, he was short, but it wasn't like, it wasn't. We had in that first half of extra time, we had a couple of what I would have thought were drop goal opportunities that we didn't take. Now, it was into the wind. Maybe that was Cherry Evans' concern there, but like it seemed like you could have done it.
Could have done it?
Well, I would have backed him.
Anyway, we'll take the point.
We'll take the point. We'll move on. It's better than a loss.
It's the first draw since 2020, and just looking at this, there were 4 golden point games all of 2020, and there's been 5 already this season.
Dude, and there were a couple. How many were there on the weekend? 3?
Just 2.
Oh, just 2.
Yeah.
So-
It's our
But
second in a
but
row.
the Sharks was close. Sharks would have been if Nico got the.
Yeah.
It's about time to bring in some stats. Ella Kazmar, who's fucking a dribbler of
Northern
note.
Beaches dribblet.
After studying some patternry, I have good reasoning as to why Manly's unexpected draw against the Knights is not all doom and gloom, and instead another sign that we'll win the premiership. The last time there was a draw after extra time was in 2020, and not only was it against the Knights, but the Panthers were on the other side, obviously going on to make the grand final. Though to one-up it, 2013 was the last time Manly played a game where there was a draw after extra time. Manly were the rightful premiers that year after some terrible refereeing, correct?
Great point.
To add to it, we finished the round in 4th. After 2013 draw, we were 4th again after this round. Good sign, good patterns.
Wow, Ella.
These are patterns you cannot ignore. The odds have dropped already. Get on us now. Yep.
I like
Agreed.
that. I'm already honest, so don't worry about that, but I like it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good signs, good patterns.
Yeah, that is good signs. I want to talk about the Tigers. humped by the Broncos. You're an idiot. You thought the Tigers were going to win. Seb's an idiot. He thought the 15 points was more than enough for the Tigers. And I was the genius who knew that they were going to smash them. But I was in a game with 8 tries from the Broncos without Reece Walsh getting 1. I am unlucky. It's a bad beat, whatever. That's fine. The Tigers.
Is this rock bottom? Like, is this
Not yet.
What's rock bottom?
Because they lost to the
for a club, as a club.
But I mean, yeah, but they lost to the top of the table. So that loss on the weekend isn't rock bottom. Probably another spoon might be. But Justin Pascoe, their CEO, who I've been off for a little while anyway.
Well, you've just noticed some things.
I've just noticed it. Tales of Tiger Town, it was all about him. Yes. He was in everything. He was getting around. He's got a weird hairdo. He was wearing super tight shirts and shit. And it was just like, who is this guy? Then this year, he's got that, like, you see every club starting to do like their own podcasts and their own media and shit, right? I saw the Roosters had Lindsay Collins being interviewed by someone. The Knights have one. Fucking Jacko of former YKTR fame, he's doing it with the Warriors and killing it. I actually think the Warriors have the best social media content of any team.
I was perusing their fucking Instagram yesterday after their win, and good stuff on there.
It's good shit. Jacko's doing a fucking good job.
Yeah, it's good
Shout
stuff
out
on there.
to him.
Really good stuff on there.
The Tigers, the only one that I've seen whose foray into the world of like podcasting media is the CEO. It is all about him. Ask the boss.
What? Have you listened to it?
No. Can you?
But I wonder, like, what's in an episode?
See if there's like, get one up.
Get up an episode. And let's just see what Ask the Boss is
all about. If it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Or like... It is,
mate, he warms up with the team.
He was in tracksuits and shit, kicking balls on the fucking oval, and he's like, oh, that's just because we were traveling. It's like, what the fuck is the CEO doing on the field, like kicking balls and shit? Then he's in the sheds at halftime on his phone while Tim Sheens is giving a speech. And flicking through his phone.
Yeah, didn't even listen.
James Graham ripped him a new asshole on Triple M NRL. He's like, maybe you should have been paying attention to see if the fucking coach you've signed for 2 years is delivering the right messages or whether he's getting the players buy-in.
But they were also like, you shouldn't be in there.
No, for starters, the CEO shouldn't be in there at halftime.
You should not be in there. But if you're going to be in there, you may as well fucking listen.
And that's an interesting bit of insight that I wouldn't necessarily, that we wouldn't know, right? In terms of like, if I saw a CEO in there at halftime, I wouldn't necessarily think anything of it. But to hear how James Graham was like, no, dude, like fucking you are not in there as a CEO at halftime. And then he is in there and he's fucking playing Candy Crush or some shit. Like, what are you doing?
Or Snake, or who goddamn knows, sitting in the corner.
Dude, he seems so high. I don't even know if it's high on his own supply or it's like desperate to be relevant or wants it to be about him.
Mate, I also, like, what struck me was like him like warming up and joking and stuff on the, like, I wouldn't be in that environment. I'd be wigging, right, if I'm him, being like,
the club's fucking...
I came 8 years ago and the club, we built a centre of excellence, but what does that fucking
commercially
mean?
They're very good, I think. Like, commercially, they're running a good operation, but the side is...
But that's part of the job.
No, of course. But that's where his argument is. Centre of excellence, sponsorships, revenue, whatever, it's all going, that's all humming.
Right.
But the side is absolute fucking
it's the worst it's ever been.
Fecal matter. But he has started a podcast that's all about him. So that's maybe good. Ask the Boss. So this isn't even... Behind the Roar is their podcast.
Yes.
And then he's got another one on top of that.
Correct.
Which is like Ask the Boss.
Has it got anything to do with the Tigers?
Yeah. It's all
like, is it a Tigers podcast?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it
yeah.
just
I saw
him
bloody
podcast?
Chris Hyington on there recently.
Yeah, he was on this episode, which...
I bet you can't ask him anything too honest.
So, does he get Chris Hyington to ask him questions?
I'm pretty sure he gets people on to ask him questions.
Weird.
What's going on?
Has he still got a top knot?
Did he have a top knot?
Or am I making that up?
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
He might have.
It feels like he did. But no, I don't think he does now. But it's still a bit of a like, it makes you feel things. Club updates. Ask the boss.
Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Boss. This is episode 6. We're thrilled to have you join us, and I'm joined by special guest Chris Heinington. Welcome, Chris.
Heinington.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Process usually is that we have obviously go out to our fan base and questions come in. So we've got a sheet of questions in here for us to ask each other. But what I will start with is you've just come back to the club. What is the role that you've come back?
Skip
And
forward.
what brought you back?
You know, not to win them 3 games, but to have the most offloads, have third most running meters. There's some really good signs, but yeah, we definitely need to pick our
Skip
completions up
forward. I want to
against
hear
that.
Pascoe.
Yeah, we've been out there training. The whole organisation goes out there as a part of our strategic priorities once a month, and we all work out there once a month as a minimum. Done holiday programs, community
Fuck
blitz.
it. It's not. It's what you think
If
it is.
if you listen to that every week,
You are a fucking
you're
sick puppy.
sick puppy.
There's a couple of comments on here below. Someone says, pity the boss doesn't pronounce your name correctly, Chris. Someone else says, the boss needs to fire himself. And someone else says, maybe ask the boss why the Tigers are so shit.
Yeah, he spoke to Buzz in the paper today / yesterday, or it's in the paper today. But he's like, I'm not going anywhere. Because everyone's like, mate, you've been the CEO for 8 years now, and the club just sucking. The club sucks. But the way that they've structured the coaching situation, where there are some people, and again, this is in Buzz's article, where it's like there are people in England who, the clubs that the Sheen's coached at over there, one of them was facing relegation, and then the next one he went to sucked as well. They were like, they couldn't believe that Sheens was signed to an NRL club as a coach. They're like, he hasn't had success for so long. But that the way they've structured their coaching thing now is that you kind of have to wait 2 years before you can even judge it. So it's like, oh, well, no, the plan is the Sheens for 2 years while we coach Benji up, then Benji takes over. So you're like, you can't go, well, seems like a bad decision because you haven't won a game yet. It's like, nah, we're not planning for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mate, it doesn't make any fucking sense. There's a couple of things. Tim Sheens, by all accounts, is what you backed up, or you just said, is a bit over the hill. That's what people are saying about him, right? Obviously, he could coach once upon a time, but that's what people are saying about him now. Then you've got Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah, who are doing a 2-year tutelage.
having never coached.
2 years. That's it. Nothing, right? There's fucking guys that they were saying on Triple M yesterday that a lot of the guys, first grade coaches, with the exception of people like fucking Craig Fitzgibbon, who haven't done this, they just were an assistant coach under Robbo and then went on to the Sharks doing well. But most of the other coaches have gone and coached Queensland Cup or fucking Jersey Flag or Harold Matts or something, actually done it themselves before they've gone and coached a first grade side. You got to be able to know what you're fucking doing. Right? That's what Wayne Bennett, I can't remember who it was who wants to be a coach, asked Wayne and Bennett their opinion, and he's like, you got to go fucking coach. You got to go coach a side.
Yeah. Learn how to coach.
You got to learn how to coach by yourself. You got to know how you get yourself out of pickles, what to do in these moments, what to do in those moments. You can't just watch someone for 2 years and then assume that you're going to know what to do. And also, if the guy you're watching for 2 years is stinking it up, and the results don't come.
Is the guy that he's training to be a coach going to be any better?
And just because you're a good player doesn't mean you're a good coach. Those two don't go hand in hand.
It's funny because apparently Buzz Rothfield was the one who started the whole bring Sheens back. At a lunch, he was like, you ever thought about just bringing Sheens back as the coach? And then they basically did it. And there's a couple of things here. If you are looking to Buzz Rothfield to dictate club sort of decision-making around coaching, that in and of itself is funny. Secondly, when it turns to shit, to then have him bagging you out in the papers, it's your fucking idea.
So it was his idea, and then he's just bagged him for it.
Yeah, but also,
Well, he never
you got to do it. As in,
cool.
he didn't make him, but as in, Buzz calls it as he sees it.
So have they lost 13 games in a row now? Something like that?
More than that, isn't it? For some reason I thought it was...
I had 12 in my head and I've added one. So it's 13.
Maybe. But it's worse than anything they had when Madge was knocking about.
Well, they've added Bateman, they've added Papali, they've added Coruscant. They let go of Hastings, who was their only player that did anything last year, really.
But Sheens didn't see him as a halfback.
Like, when they were playing their best footy, he was playing 7 and fucking Brooks was playing 6, generally speaking.
He's been a halfback at every club he's played at.
They're like, nah, go to 13. Fuck, see you later. Like, I don't even know if that's true. That's just the message they roll out.
No. He said that. As in, Sheens came out and was like, he was a 13. I saw him as his best position as a 13.
And
outside,
Jackson didn't want to play 13.
No.
Because he's not a 13.
He's a halfback.
Yeah.
Kid's a halfback. One man of steel.
Mate, unbelievable. Like, it's such a fucking shit show.
It's absurd.
And it never gets better.
No. It's insane how bad they are.
Like, if you're a Tigers fan, are you ruling out a march as some sort of protest?
If we were Tigers fans, dude, and this was happening, I feel like I'd go and chain myself to somewhere.
Go full Pocock, you know what I mean? Chain yourself to a bulldozer.
Yeah. To a tiger.
I don't know. Chain yourself somewhere.
Out the front of the centre of excellence.
I don't see enough signs. Like in the Premier
the Tigers
League,
fans aren't having a crack. They need to start.
They need to start lifting.
Sack the coach.
They
Sack
need to
the boss. Not fucking ask the boss.
You listen. I'm being fed income here. I think the Tigers fans have a role to play here, and you're not playing your role.
Well, they're complicit in the demise of their club.
Where are the signs at the ground?
Yeah.
Where's the anger in the streets?
Free Luke Brooks. Sack the boss. Maybe consider Sheenius. Bring back Hastings.
Drain the swamp.
Drain the swamp.
If you want to go real MAGA.
Yeah.
Drain that swamp.
Drain the swamp.
But at Premier League games, mate, they've got signs up all the time. Fuck the owners off.
Yeah.
Fuck the coach off. Fuck him off. Like they're not afraid to rip in and tell the truth. And I just don't see that at Tigers fans. More signs.
Yeah, it's a bit of Stockholm syndrome-y shit.
Stage a walkout. Stage a march out.
Now, that'd be good.
Take to the streets.
Imagine mid-game, the whole fan base just walks out.
That's change.
Yeah, that is change.
That's how you get things going. That's how you get people to take notice.
Now, we're not here knocking Pascoe the man. Sure, he's a wonderful person.
I don't know him.
No, I don't know him. But I assume the best in everyone. But as a club figurehead,
yep,
I couldn't imagine him being at my club. I'd be fucking furious. Like, I don't even know most of the CEOs of clubs. Tony Mestrov is ours. I get that.
You're not supposed to know the CEOs.
Exactly. Who's the fucking South one, maybe? Blake Solly? Is Uncle Nick the CEO of the Roosters, or is he just the owner?
Don't know. Again, no idea.
Joe Kelly is the CEO.
There you go. I don't know the CEOs of the Bulldogs, the Knights, Raiders, fucking I don't know. This guy, I see him more than I see any players. Like, I see him in the media more than I see any of the players.
It's very odd.
So the Tigers have won 2 of their last 22 games. The last time they got back-to-back victories was the 18th and 23rd of April last year. And so looking at their draw for the rest of April, they've got Eels, a bye, then Manly and Penrith. And that Penrith game is the last week of April. So they will probably get to the 1st of May and end up having only won 2 games in the space of a year.
Trust the process. Trust the process is such a cop-out.
Trust the process doesn't make sense.
It's such a cop-out, especially when your process has been shit for a year. Like, what process?
But
you
also,
don't have any process.
But because your process involves future planning, you can't be sure that the process is right.
But you also can't be held accountable because you're like, it's not like, don't come at us yet. Wait till 2 years.
Like if I was brought onto the board and I'm like, okay, show me the process. What's the process look like, right? I'd be like, how do you know this works? Like, how do you know this process works?
They go, we don't. We're just hoping it does. Well, have you got any track record to show that you know what the fuck works?
Because unless your name's Phil Gould,
yeah,
I'm not getting it.
Who, Penrith looked pretty good after Phil was out there. The Warriors, they're looking better. I'm not saying that Phil made the Warriors good, but, like he got Sean Johnson back there.
Well, he worked there for a brief moment.
Dogs.
Penrith have fucking made 3 grand finals in a row. Wonder how that happened. Like, unless you're that sort of operator, then I'm not sure I trust anyone's process.
Ivan
really.
Cleary went there and was like, you know that Homer
Get me
Simpson
out of
meme, or is it Abe Simpson when he walks into the bar and hangs up his hat and coat and then sees Bart, puts his hat and coat back on and just walks out?
But
that was
people-
Ivan, like, get me the fuck out of
But
this
people got
shithole.
upset with Ivan for that. I'm like,
Yeah,
you've got to
because they were
be
butthurt
kidding.
Tigers fans that hadn't fully, they were still, again, Stockholm Syndrome, where it's like they still hadn't realised that it's the club that's the problem, not the people coming in. It's like going, ugh.
Yeah, so that was 2018 when they finished 9th. They won 12 games and lost 12 games. And that's the only season since 2011 that they haven't lost more than they've won.
Yeah, and they almost made the finals that year. There was like a last game of the round or something, I think, that dictated it.
So when did they make the finals last? 2011?
Yeah.
That was when we won the comp.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's the last time. That was fucking ages ago.
Yeah, dude, we were
And
at
then,
uni.
so they made the finals 2011 and 2010. And then before that, the last time they made the finals was when they won it in 05.
So they've made it twice since 2005.
Twice since 2005, yeah.
It's funny, like, every week you're talking shit about the Tigers. There's something about it that's almost a bit boring and old, but you're like, it seems to just get worse and worse. Do you see Dane Laurie, who can't make the side, liked a fucking Instagram post of Selwyn Cobbo running the field to score a try against them to go 22-0 up?
Why isn't Dane Laurie getting picked?
Because Adam Dewey's at fullback.
But Dane Laurie's good.
I know that.
And there's, no spot for him?
No, because they've got Luke Brooks and Brandon Wakeham in the halves.
Again, that's the thing. Brandon Wakeham comes on against the Dogs and plays like fucking 20 minutes of good footy, and then they put him in. He didn't go that well against the Broncos.
Well, no one went well against the Broncos.
The Tigers have only made it to the finals 3 times in their whole existence since 2000.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So they won it in 05 and then in 2010 and 2011.
So they're really consistently shit.
So since 99,
Since 2000 was their first year.
since 2000, they've made the finals 3 times.
That is
And they've come
In-
ninth. They've come ninth 6 times.
Can I tell you what that's the equivalent of? You know what the equivalent of that is?
Yeah.
The Wallabies against the All Blacks since 2000. We've beat the All Blacks we've won the Bledisloe 3 times since 2000.
And that was like 1, 2, and 3.
3. Yeah. But that's one of the worst records of all time.
And it's only 2 teams though.
That's the equivalent.
It's actually worse that it's only 2 teams. Or maybe not. I'm trying to work out.
No, there's 8 spots.
Great point.
There's 8 spots.
Yeah, there's 8 opportunities for you to do it. It's way worse that you're the Tigers.
Way worse.
But I don't think even the Tigers would realise until this moment that they've only made the finals 3 times. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Gun to my head, I would not have said 3.
No.
Way. No way.
But like the fact that is it, it's like they have had no success. How is anyone? They're the hardest. Like they must be the saddest rugby league fans.
So I didn't realise that they didn't make the finals up until 2005, then fluked it and won.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year before.
And then back to not making the finals.
Back to not making the
2006.
finals.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9 didn't make the finals.
And 10, 11 made it, and then nothing.
But I remember back then they were like favourites going into seasons.
They were. Yeah, they had some good. They had some good. Like some good teams.
Like I'm sure there was seasons where people like they could be dangerous this year. Go in, do nothing. Good Lord.
That is fucked.
That is
3
fucked.
times ever.
Ever.
So 5, 10, 11.
5, 10, 11, yep.
I'd love to know. I'd love to talk to someone really fucking switched on that just knows rugby league inside out, and I just go, give it to me straight, like bareback me. What is it about? What's the first thing they need to change? What's like the glaring issue?
Yeah, because it can't just be coaching either. Like even though you shit on Sheenius, like
Madge Maguire won a comp, right? So it's not.
Well, Sheenius has won multiple.
Yes,
So
but he's a bit long in the tooth.
well,
you could
yeah,
argue.
he's 70, so it's not nothing. But there has to be more than that. But like when you see Api Coruscant, who's coming from, 3-time grand final winner, 3-time back-to-back, played in 4 grand finals, won 3. And there was early on in the season, like he was making breaks and there was no one running with him. No one near him. You're like, what the fuck are they training?
What is going? Like, is that just coaching? It's not like
Going for Mitchell Pearce, that getting out is so embarrassing, dude. Like making a play, and not that you're going for Mitchell Pearce.
they are
Going, no, but as in like having a crack at Mitchell of 34 years old fame, who's getting his dick sucked in the south of France
Yeah, and loving it,
and loving it.
and also top of the comp.
Top of the comp. Hey, do you want to come back to the NRL? No. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Like when you've got you've fucking forced Luke Brooks to stay to get rid of Jackson Hastings,
Who could play?
who won a man of steel over there.
Who can play?
And then now you want to bring Mitchell back? You just let go of Jackson Hastings and you want to bring Mitchell back? What is wrong with you?
I don't.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? The guy who won the Man of Steel, best player in fucking England. You bring him back and you go, nah,
He dragged some shithole club to the final.
not our cup of tea.
No, he's a back rower.
Is he?
Is he though?
Is he a back row? Is he a 13?
Or is he a halfback that can play?
Listen. What, like this Luke Brooks thing as well. Let him go. What are you getting out of this? This sadistic sort of fucking operation where you just like you force someone to play footy for you.
What's the Stephen King movie with the marvelous Molly? What's her face from? What's her name in real life?
Molly Brown.
Molly Brown. What's her name in real life?
The unsinkable Molly Brown.
Molly Brown. Yeah. What's her name? Like the actress.
Oh, I don't know.
She was Happy Gil. She was also the Waterboy's mum.
Jane, someone?
The unsinkable Molly Brown. Debbie Reynolds?
No.
No.
Just go actress.
IMDb.
That's the unsinkable, like an old movie. It's 1964.
No.
Titanic.
Oh, you're talking about Titanic?
Yeah.
The chick who played the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Oh, there's a movie called
In the
The Unsinkable Molly
1997 version
Played
by James
Brown. Molly
Cameron.
Brown, Titanic. Oh, well, you said the
No.
Nah.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Now she is in a Stephen King movie where she basically
Misery.
where she like keeps this guy hostage and like she's like keeps him injured so that she can like look. He stays with her and looks after her and shit. There's one point where she's got him tied to a bed. You're gonna have to be watching this, and then puts a block of wood between his legs, like here, and then smashes his legs below there and breaks him from below the block. So he's like fucking bedridden and shit. It's twisted.
Just so she can look after him.
Yeah.
It's like that condition where mothers...
Munchausen.
What?
Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah,
right.
where mothers fucking make their kids sick so they can bring them back
after
to health.
Maybe that's what Steph's doing to me.
Maybe. They feed them rat poison and shit.
That's so fucked
fucking
up.
ants.
But that seems to be a little bit of what the Tigers are doing to Luke Brooks.
100%. Like,
And now they're looking to offload him. Like, apparently. For Mitchell Pearce.
Like it's almost like, oh, please let me go. No, we want to see you.
It's like gaslighting.
Suffer.
We want you. We don't really want you. We want you, but we're shopping you off on the side.
Let him flap his poor little wings.
How old is Luke Brooks?
He's got a 37% win record. He is 28.
He's so old now, considering he was always the like young hot thing coming through. These are his prime years, and he's stuck at this absolute fucking like.
Does he
cuckoo
beg
dance.
for releases? Don't know. It's a real fucking.
Is the
pickle.
club like haunted? You know what I mean? Like you literally need to burn it down and start again. Fuck the whole thing off. Like you can't. Or like when mold sets in on a place and you actually have to like the house becomes condemned.
Maybe it was the nature of the merge. Have we ever considered that? It was all like Campbelltown
And Balmain.
and like
the
Narellan and shit and Balmain are not
The same.
the same thing.
No. Balmain is very fart sniffy beret sort of vibes.
They're worlds away from each other. Like Wollongong, Cogra, sort of get it.
Yeah, I get that.
But like the Balmain Campbelltown thing, always odd to me, bro.
Well, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. Makes zero fucking sense. If anyone has an answer or like some inside fucking oil as to what's going on in that shit, I'd love to hear it. But other than that, I'm just going to sit here and speculate wildly.
Yeah, I'll just keep talking shit. Now,
John Bateman's been...
but I mean, like, how
Quite.
can you be, like, the side sucks. Everything sucks. How can you be any good when the side just sucks? Everything's shit.
Do you reckon Papali'i and Coruscant meet up and go, what have we done?
Probably. No wonder fucking poor old Papali'i was, like, never committing to going. He's like, fuck, I didn't realise I was this good. And then now I've got to go and play with these absolute losers. Not the players, sorry, at this club that's an absolute loser camp.
It is what it is. So, thoughts and prayers with Tigers fans.
And
Thoughts
players.
And players.
I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the fans. But I also don't care. Like, in rugby league context, I'm also like, sucked in Tigers fans.
Poor old Benji as well. I can't see this ending well.
No, dude.
I can't see this ending well at all.
Up the wires, up the wires, up the wires.
Great game of rugby league.
Great. In the wet.
I got home from a big weekend. I planted myself in the bed. I had the doors open, Tom. It was raining.
Oh, nice.
And I was foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
Agalo's arrived. I sat down and just watched a great game of footy.
Touch yourself?
No.
Lies. Hesitated. I saw it in his eyes.
No, I didn't.
Touched himself.
As I said, got there. Oh, mate, I could barely fucking open my eyes. I just laid there like a fucking zombie and just listened to the pitter-patter of that rain, baby.
Yeah.
And soaked up some good, honest rugby league football. It was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good fucking game. Sean Johnson is...
Shawnee J's having a bit of a career renaissance.
I was about to say that. He's having a glow-up, a post-Sharks glow-up. But they're fucking... he even said it in the post-match, which is a funny interview that he does on the sideline. He's like, mate, we would have rolled over once upon a time. Not anymore, baby.
No. I will say this.
Like the Sharks started so slickly.
Yes.
I think they were up 20-0.
Yeah, they were. It was 20-0. They came back from 20 points
God,
down.
that was slick.
The thing that, and this is going to sound like I'm taking a turn to negative town.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to. You and I half Kiwi. We love the Wars. Aotearoa, But there was a part of me, again, devil's advocate-y sort of things, when they were so excited about the win after the game. I'm like, yeah, but you did also get behind by 20 points. Great comeback.
No, but I think...
Phenomenal comeback.
No, I think...
You got behind by 20 points. So let's not beat our dicks about, fuck the Warriors.
No. I don't think we're beating our dicks about the Warriors' chances so much as, that's a famous win.
It's
to come
a
back
famous
from 20
win.
points is
Yes.
a famous win.
It's a famous win.
And it was pouring rain.
Yes. And apparently they were at halftime because, again, Shawnee's post-game interview was great. But it was like, to be honest, to have the mentality that at halftime when you're getting absolutely humped, to be like, let's fight, we can come back from this, and what a fucking yarn it'll be to tell of the time we come back from 20 points down. Like, having those conversations when you're getting absolutely butt-fucked, that is a good energy to have.
It's a great energy to have. That's not negative. That's proactive, positive rugby league, Tom.
Yes.
That's front foot forward stuff.
Yes.
I like that. I like that they pumped themselves up in that way because, honestly, the Sharks started so well. I was like, oh, this could be anything.
And when you do have Nico Hines' hair as wet as it was, you would assume he doesn't lose that game.
Well,
That's what they've also beaten.
Well, I was surprised he didn't kick that penalty goal at the end because they're his conditions.
Yes.
That's
Wet.
that's his backyard, driving rain, soaking wet.
To be honest, I would have fucking had him as almost a certainty to get it.
That's what I'm saying. I had him 100%. I had him absolutely no chance of losing because at that point it was probably the heaviest the rain had been all game. It was pouring. And he lives for the wet. Absolutely lives for it. It was funny how Sean was like, mate, I used to have to, John Morris made me practice them all the time. And the boys had I like that drill as a concept. After a long, hard training session, if he didn't kick the conversion at the end of a training session, that boys would have to keep training. So heaps of pressure for him to get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, mate, that I was transported back there. So that's why he was so cool, calm, collected. Almost came back to bite him. A bit of a fuck you from Johnny Morris out the back door.
Yeah.
But it was a good game of footy. Perfect.
It was a good game of footy. And happy for the Warriors. Like, I like the Sharks. I like Nico, but I can take it or leave it. I couldn't give a shit who wins that game other than from a gambling context.
Mate, the amount of teams from last season that made the 8 that aren't in the 8 currently, even after 5 games, it's a tight comp.
Yeah, it is. It's all over the shop. The Broncos are the only ones without a loss.
Sharks 12th, Bunnies 13th, keep going down.
Cows,
Cowboys 14th,
Eels
15th.
Cowboys.
And then, mate, the Raiders made the 8 last year, and I think they got to the semis, not the semi.
I don't know what
Round
the fuck
after
is
the
going
semi.
on with the Cowboys. They do have injuries.
Scotty Drink not there.
Not there, but like they've been poo.
Are we starting to think, Tom, that last season was a fluke?
You'd have to think it's hard. So far, you'd think so, but it was so consistent that it's hard to be a fluke, like a fluky good team. Because the season's so long that you need to be able to. I don't know. It's
And they
strange.
didn't really lose any players. Plus, they had a lot of young guys who would only be getting more experience.
Yeah, so it sort of just feel like they'd be even better, but they are shit, and I sucked into Cowboys fans.
Sucked into Cowboys fans.
But the doggies at Matty Burton can slot a droppy. My goodness. Jacob Preston with 2 or more.
He can play.
Kid can play.
Matt Preston's son.
Matt Preston's son of
MasterChef fame.
Cravat fame, yes.
Yeah, he's what a wonderful start to the season for a lovely young man.
Yeah.
Who's just turning up and doing the damn thing.
Tell you what, you also need to spare a thought for the 9,000 brave souls that went out to fucking a core stadium.
Mate,
last
honestly,
night.
if you're a Dogs fan that went to a core, or even if you're a Cowboys fan that went to a core,
Probably worse.
I salute the fuck out of you. I'm not talking about you fat cats in the box. I'm talking about the punters down
Soaked.
at ground level, absolutely soaked.
Salute
At
you.
the worst ground ever constructed by man.
Salute you.
I salute the fuck out of you.
Salute you. And shout out to Matty Burton for that droppy because that was badass.
Matt Burton is badass.
He is badass.
I tell you what, Freddie's got issues. He's got problems, Freddie Fittler.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of hot young fangs running around and there's not enough room to fit them all.
Luai goes. Hines into 6.
Hines into 6. Matty B off the bench? Or do you have Jack
You
White?
got Jackie Boy Whiten as well. So I don't know what you
So
do there.
no Burton. No Burton bombs.
I don't know what you do there. Eddie. I honestly don't know what you do there because obviously Turbo and Trell are in the centres.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever about that.
I then
Wingers,
don't know-
Addo Carr's going to come back.
Addo Carr, but then you've got Suoliti and you've got To'o.
I think it'll be
To'o and Addo
To'o
Carr.
and Addo Carr, if I have to guess.
Yeah.
And then I think that obviously Tommy and Latrell goes without saying. It'll be Cleary, and I agree with you. I want it to be Hines.
Oh, bro, no, it's not even a fucking doubt in my mind. Luai can kick rocks.
But what I want and what I'm given are never the same thing.
No, of course not. Ever in anything.
Never,
Especially
ever,
when you like expect
ever,
something
ever,
and then you go,
ever.
oh, no, of course not.
Never the same thing.
No. In fact, often you get lowballed.
You get lowballed or you get disappointed or you get fucked.
Yeah. You get fucked.
That's what happened. Like last year, right? Again, I've been over it many times, but
Blue
the omission of Jake Trbojevic is the reason we lost the fucking series. That's it's simple as that.
And Addo Carr.
And but more so Jake.
Yes.
When I read that, I go, I've been fucked again.
Yeah.
A bloke who literally has the heart and soul of the New South Welshman people flowing through his veins, omitted for no reason whatsoever.
No. Before we wrap rugby league, Dave, I was alerted to some footage yesterday evening of one-time grand final winner, NRL bad boy, and I think actually convicted bad boy, Curtis Scott.
Yep.
Absolutely feeding some cunt in bush footy.
Is there footage? Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Can you see it?
Now, this is a tackle here. We're not feeding. No one's feeding yet, I don't think. Or maybe they are. Volume? Or isn't any? Here we go. Get up. There's Curtis.
Oh,
There's Curtis getting into his work. Curtis known for fucking punching the shit out of people.
boom. Fucking oath, Curtis. He gets him 2 rock solid ones.
Yeah. Curtis, I think, might have some anger management problems. I think he's been convicted of, like, domestic violence. He also fucking broke Dylan Walker's orbital bone.
That was a good night.
It strikes me that Curtis likes to throw. Look at that. That's a man that's thrown a couple in his life.
Yeah, he was very... Look at that. Bang. Bang.
Oh,
bang.
that second one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
third one gets him too. Shout out to Curtis. That's bush footy right there, Tom.
That is bush footy.
That's good on his bush footy.
But I think that's where Curtis will remain, unfortunately. Like, he was touted as an Origin Australian centre of the future. Again, you don't get picked up by the Melbourne Storm for fucking nothing.
He was like a schoolboys Australian player.
Yeah,
when he
you
was
also
playing
don't get
us.
let go by the Melbourne Storm for nothing when you're meant to be an up-and-comer. And then he gets let go by the Raiders as well.
There you go. Shout out to Curtis Scott. I just wanted to, I saw this in Punters and Dribblers and I thought it's worth bringing up. Sorry to go back to the Tigers, but I will.
I'd do it.
Huh?
I'm saying do it.
This is the social media team. Every time, this is the caption after every loss so far. So I'll start first to last. Couldn't secure the win at home. Down to the last minute. Full time at Belmore. Full time. And then on the weekend, just FT. So they're
They're the hardest workers.
they've lost interest.
What do you do?
They've lost interest.
we
FT.
lost. FT. We lost. I wish there was like I don't know how you'd spell like just an exhale. Heavy sigh.
Well, there's an emoji for it. He's like, or like
we're still in the top 4, so that's good. I think the Broncos are so goddamn hot. I know I keep saying it. I hate it. Denning Kemp is so high on his own supply, and so are the Broncos. They were playing We Are the Champions at the Caxton after the win. Like
that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
I tell you what, it's not a good sign because they were flying last year as well.
Nah, but not like this.
No, but still, they were in the top 4, and
Yeah,
then
it can
and then you
change, yeah.
blinked, and they were in the they were 9th.
Yeah. Who are they? Is this their next games?
Yeah.
Who they got? Tigers. All right. Raiders humping. Titans humping. Eels. You would assume
Humping.
they'll hump. Rabbitohs. They can win that.
At home.
Manly. They'll lose. That's magic round. Storm. Mate. Other than the Manly game, they could be undefeated.
Well, but no, up until the Manly game, do you mean?
Yeah.
They've got a tough stretch there.
So there's Manly, Storm, Panthers,
Warriors.
Warriors not tough.
Sharks. That's a tough period.
That is a tough period.
Anyway, credit to them.
Credit to them. That's rugby league. Shout out to KO.
Thanks, Kay. Love you.
If you don't have KO, you miss a shitload of rugby league. Punters and dribblers. You miss all of it.
You miss every.
Just be smart. Or if you don't like rugby league, then sure.
Put it this way: if you like watching rugby league, you need Kay. It's just that's all it is.
It's an ad, but it doesn't even need to be. It's common sense.
No. It's just a fact.
Wanted to just give a shout out to friend of the show and fastest man in the country, Rohan Browning. Just see him getting to his work on the weekend, the Athletics. 10:02.
Wind assisted?
Don't think so, but I don't know. 10:02. It was fucking moving, dude.
Where at?
Moving. Get it up. Go to his, is it maybe on his Instagram?
Yeah, it was in Australia.
Yeah, it was like an Australian athletics meet.
So he won his first opening round heat at 10:18. His semi
In
at
10:17. So it was a fish. God, he's close. God, he's close to that 10-second barrier,
Dude,
mate.
he's so quick.
That must be so frustrating. 2 split seconds is fuck all.
Look how quick he is in the centre.
Pretty even start. In fact, Browning got away like a bullet. Moves into the lead from Rodriguez, Chico and Doran. Have a look at Browning go. He's giving them an absolute windburn here and he takes the title.
Not his national record.
Rohan Browning.
Jeez, that's lightning. That is lightning,
Lightning,
mate.
dude.
Bro, I was actually thinking about that the other day, what that would feel like to be so quick.
And also how you spend most of you're almost technically hovering because the amount of time that he actually spends with anything touching.
With the foot on the ground, yeah. It's weird. Very, very weird.
It says there was no wind assistance or the sort of hot conditions that sprinters thrive in. So not ideal conditions.
I want him to break fucking 10 so bad.
30 degrees and a 2 meter tailwind is what you want, but nobody can control that.
But a wind assisted 10 break is not.
No, there's a
maximum you can get.
There's a maximum.
What age do sprinters peak?
How old is he? I think it's like 24s, like around there, 23, 24.
That's when you peak?
Yep.
The vast majority of personal best records achieved between 23 and 28.
There you go. So he's
how old was Usain when he did 9:58 in Berlin?
He was 22.
He was young, bro.
But really?
Yeah,
How old is he
that.
now?
He did that in like 2009.
Yeah,
And
it was
when he won
09.
Beijing, he was young. He was
Are
like,
are we the same age as him?
well, how old were you in 2008?
How old is he?
Usain Bolt
He'd be a
is
couple years older than us.
36.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Fuck.
22, mate.
So, and what's Rowan? Rowan's like 23?
He is 25.
25. All right. So we're coming up to
So
the
this
sub
is
10.
this is sub 10
We're
territory.
gearing up for sub 10.
100%.
Sub 10 city.
100%.
I'll fucking lose it when he breaks it.
Dude, white guys don't go sub 10. It just doesn't happen.
No.
Look how many white guys have broken 10 seconds. It's fuck all. This Lemaitre guy from France was the first guy to do it. But outside of that, I think there's some other he had a bit of snake oil about him, who I think talks some shit. I don't know if that was ratified or not, but it wouldn't be many.
Too, it also,
The lunchbox went close.
well, he used too much dick.
Too much dick.
Too much dick, dude.
Way too much.
You remove that fucking piece of his
Way
and he
too
would
much
have done it easy.
penis.
Yeah, that dude, Christophe Lemaitre, the
Yeah.
French guy, is the only white man.
There you go, bro. It doesn't happen. That's what I'm
We've
saying.
got one white guy to ever go sub 10.
One guy.
Okay, so I didn't realize that.
The lunchbox was prevented by a penis. We know that. But, that's the sort of...
So I didn't realize Rowan was chasing history.
We're slow, bro.
I know that.
We're fucking pathetic.
I know that. Dude. Don't worry about that. I get that. I tell you what else is worth repeating from our live stream the other night, because Ned Brockman, second only to some random German guy in terms of getting across Australia in time. That German guy, now these aren't, Ned was not saying this himself. He was merely passing on the facts and then Eddie and I doing with those facts what we wanted.
That's correct.
The German gentleman had no record of him actually doing it. It was just like a write-up in the paper.
There was a write-up in the paper. That was it.
Yeah. So whilst he may have done it, I'm not buying it. He's also German.
Listen, we don't trust Germans necessarily. Not on face value.
No, not when it comes to things like that.
Not exactly right. Now, an article in the paper could have been a clerical issue. Could have misheard him.
We followed Nettie B every single day on his Strava. So
Could have been the fucking journo being like, yeah, it's not that impressive. I'm going to put mayo on it.
let me knock a couple of days off.
Who knows?
The German himself.
That's right. Could be full of shit. Who knows?
So Ned Brockman, the fastest across Australia. Rohan Browning, second white man to go sub 10. That's our call.
Not yet.
Not yet, but that's what we're calling. That's what we're calling.
I think he does it this year, 2023. This is the year for Rowan to go sub 10. What's Lemaitre's record? How quick's he gone? Could he be the quickest white guy all time?
Lemaitre ran, it says he first broke it at 9.92. Although I have just realized this article I'm looking at is from after the London Olympics. So it might not be
9.92 is
updated.
fucking
That's
sharp.
that's
He's not
moving.
getting down there.
I don't know.
No
well,
offense.
listen, he might.
Well,
It's not. Let's believe.
I will believe. But I'd be shocked.
Yeah, 9.92 is his best.
Do we trust Lemaitre?
No. That's a legit one.
Okay.
He's broken 10 a couple of times. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that us? Is there anything else? I was dressed.
The only other thing was fucking... he's getting into his work, Eddie Jones.
Oh yeah, he's getting in his work.
Big Nelson next in line.
Yeah,
Big Nelly.
stiffening up the forwards.
Where plays 8?
Yeah, or 6. He's
Is
big
that-
enough to play second row, but I feel like it's a bit
how difficult is that, right? Like
to play second row.
No, but like we all know that you've played a bit of footy. No, like
So now you're asking me to pass on some, I guess, my assessment of the international game.
no.
I really appreciate
What
it.
I'm saying, Tom. What I'm saying is, can you go from rugby league? I don't know how much union he's ever played.
He played growing up. He's Kiwi, but he's going to play for the Wallabies. Lol.
Like, is it easier to fucking go back and then just like start playing breakaway?
Yeah, fucking breakaway is an easy position, in my opinion. Like, it's all hard, but in terms of like nuance,
Is he too big?
No, he's not too big. Sixes are usually bigger because they're line-out options.
Okay.
And a 7 is usually more of your stockier pilfering type.
Yeah. Like
Number
a nut
8,
stealer.
a nut stealer.
He could be an 8, surely.
He could be an 8 off the back of the scrum. Terrifying cunts. Absolutely he could. And, I mean, I guess he could be a second rower, but that's a little bit more specialised in the scrum.
That's pretty technical, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I wouldn't think that he'd be going there. But, again, I don't know. It's funny. You see the Wallabies squad, which has been named, and there's a lot of cunts I don't know, let alone debutants. I know Max Jorgensen.
Mate, I read it and I go, ooh.
It's all right. We'll start boning up on him.
Well, I will bone up. We'll have to bone up. Know that I'll bone up.
Yeah,
Obviously,
we'll
we've
be-
got the
here we
World
go.
Cup at the end of the year.
Max Jorgensen, 18 years old. Alan Alatoa, yep.
Neddy Hannigan.
Neddy
obviously.
Hannigan, no Ned.
James Slipper, obviously, I
No
know him. Nick
Slips.
White, I know him.
Hooper, Reece Hodge of Caden's
Jordan
fame.
Patea, know him.
Vunivalu, Jed Holloway, Tom Wright, Manly legend.
Angie Callaway.
Yep. Schoolboy alum.
So, fuck, maybe Reece Hodge. Reece Hodge. Michael Hooper. Like, fuck, yeah.
I know some. Fraser McWright, I think he's a back rower. He's a flanker. 7.
Univalu.
Icky Tau, because I hear that guy.
Is Blake Shoop Aaron Shoop's brother?
No, I don't think so. But I think it's a different spelling.
No, it looks like the same spelling.
Looks like
I
the
thought there was
same.
an E on the end of Shoop.
No.
Maybe they are related. The Mark Nawa.
He is. They are brothers.
Are they really?
Yeah.
There you go.
This is the toughest name to
You don't
pronounce.
see Shoop's, bro.
No, you don't see Shoops.
Which one are you going to try?
Mark
Okay.
Nawanganitawase. Nawanganitawase.
It's a fucking pretty good crack, mate.
Because Q's are pronounced like NG in Fijian, I believe.
I wouldn't have gone near that one.
Nawanganitawase. Nawanganitawase.
So
Oh,
is
you
this the Big Nelson's last year under contract?
Oh, hang on. I'm not sure. Maybe I actually don't know. I'll double check that in a sec.
Eddie, he's got a good eye, Eddie.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Are you getting it up here?
Yeah.
Nawakonitawazi. Mark Nawanganitawaze.
Yes.
Yeah, so you say like, Nawanga, where's my car keys? That's kind of like the rhythm you go with. Nawanga nitawaze. Not there.
Nawawanga nasi.
Nawanga taze,
Mark Nwangatasi.
Say what again?
I said it faster in Welsh. I said it faster. That's Welsh version.
Nawakanaknais. No, I'm done here.
Okay.
Boys, it's simple. Nwanga nitawaze.
I nailed it, by the way.
You did pretty well.
I nailed it.
You did very well, mate.
He's got a bit about him. Apparently he's a goer.
Surround yourself with goers and you two should go. Very simple.
Yep.
So shout out to Eddie.
Shout out to Eddie.
You know, stay away from Cooler though. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Stubby.
fucking stay away. And KO. One thing I forgot to tell you about this engagement party I went to on the weekend. 70s theme. 70s or disco glam.
Would you go as?
So it was initially like a touch of disco was on the thingo, and then hit up Hickey, and I was like, how touchy of disco are you? Because I didn't even really know what that is. And he was like, it's gone. It's now just disco. Like, you got to fucking, it's dress up time.
Yeah, a touch of disco doesn't make sense.
I don't know what a touch means. So I went to the costume shop, and I got myself like this. I'll just show you the photo. But I got like a white 70s suit open.
Like an Elvis suit?
Sort of. But anyway, so like I'm dressed up.
You look good, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
You look good.
Look good, feel good.
No, you look great.
I arrived there someone's wearing the same thing as me. They've gone to the same costume store.
Who?
Geordie's brother, Mitch. Shout out to Mitch. Good man. But not just a good man, like a fucking supermodel man. Like he's a model.
Oh, so he just...
So like, you know, in the battle of like, oh, we're wearing the same thing, it was like, oh, well, I've lost this one significantly.
Because he's a stud. He's a stud. Listen, tip for young players, never go toe-to-toe with a stud. Don't bother.
Nah.
Pack it up, go home.
Go. I should have just gone home.
Someone else at the door.
Which is probably a good time to wrap it up.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?